All right, today we're going to be talking about graphing using the coordinate plane. You're going to be asked to plot points using those ordered pairs, identify the position of the point on a coordinate plane, and identify the position using quadrants and axes. So let's talk about some key terms. And first of all, this guy right here is called the coordinate plane. And we're going to be asking you to graph on this guy. And you're going to be plotting points. So it's important for you guys to write this information down and know that another name for a point is a coordinate or an ordered pair. And this is the most important part, that an ordered pair or a point is always labeled as x comma y. So let's talk about how we get there. So first of all, you need to know what your axes are. So this horizontal line here is your x-axis, and it's basically a number line. So all of these are going to be negative over here, and all of these are going to be positive on this side. And then we have another number line going in a vertical direction, and that's our y-axis. So everything going up is going to be positive, and anything down is negative. Now, how do we even start doing a point? You always want to remember to start at the middle where those two axes meet, and that's called the origin. And how we identify where those points are located is going to be quadrants. So this is the quadrant that we have been dealing with so far in class. This is the first quadrant. We go counterclockwise to get to number 2. That's our second quadrant. Quadrant 3 is down here. I'm doing Roman numerals, as you might notice. That's important. And we have quadrant 4 right here. Okay, so one of the most important, this x-coordinate, y-coordinate, is how you are going to label that point. First on the x-axis, then on the y. So let's put that into practice here. First part of our learning target is to be able to write that ordered pair. And remember, it's always the x first, and then the y. So if I'm trying to label what the point M is, I'm going to find that ordered pair. And I'm always going to start at my origin. Now I'm going to mark up this grid here, but you don't have to do this. I'm just visually showing you since I'm not with you. So I'm going to hop over 1, 2, 3, and then notice I'm going in a negative direction. So that means my x value is negative 3. And then I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to positive 6. Let's talk about r. So r is going to be in the other direction, but again, I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to hop over to the positive direction 1, 2, 3, 4. So positive 4. Going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So since I went down on that number line, it's going to be a negative 5. Let's talk about graphing those points if they give me the ordered pair. So I always like to label, this is my x value, this is my y value. I'm always going to start at the origin. So I'm going to hop in the positive direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the negative direction for my y, 1, 2. So my first point A is here. And then if I want to do my B value, x and y, so I'm starting at the origin, and my x value is telling me not to move at all. It's a 0, so I'm going to stay put, and then I'm going to go on the y-axis to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's my B ordered pair. Okay, so these lines here, these little squiggles that I drew, those aren't necessary. Okay, those are just, oops, I just deleted it. But you don't need those, but those are just for me to show you how to do it. And then our last little step here is to be able to identify the quadrant where these points are and find those points. So point Q, I'm going to do x and then y. So Q is going to be in the positive direction, 1, 2, 3, and then to the negative direction, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's my Q. We'll come back to the quadrants. I'm just going to label all my points. So M is going to be to the negative direction for my x, so 1, 2, 3, and then again negative, so down. Here's my M. And then T is going to be over 0, so I'm going to stay put, but down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's my T. Now let's talk about where those points are located. So Q right here is in quadrant number 4. Okay, so I'm going to put 4. M is going to be in quadrant 3. And T isn't in any quadrant. It's actually right smack dab on the y-axis. Okay, so those are some things we're going to be asking you to do. If you are listening to the video and you've made it all the way through, go ahead and go to the front of your note packet and just write a quick summary about what the most important parts of this lesson are. What are some key takeaways for you, things that you need to remember? If you write those things, call one of us over. We will give you a piece of candy for getting all the way through the video.